at a higher level the more you teach it. And so I would ask everybody on the call to just seek out ways to teach. And that can be internally, teaching some employees. It can be interns. It can be your local social media club, national social media clubs, etc. But just find ways to seek out teaching opportunities, and so that you learn the content and the process and products and all of those things at just at a higher level. And the last thing I'd say before we transition is that if you have any questions about things that I've said or just things that I do, etc., hit me up on Twitter with questions.
Thanks, William. Wonderful. Speaking of quirky, and probably one of my favorite blogs ever is Fistful of Talent, which Chris Dunn, our next speaker, is the sort of founder and editor of. He also writes at hrcapitalist.com. So he has a really honest insight and point of view, and so he's going to enlighten us with some of his thoughts. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, thanks, Jessica. And it's tough to follow William. I mean, you know, great slides, great thoughts. I think if I can get the next slide in front of us. I've got one slide today, and I was a little, I got a preview of some of the slides, so I was a little intimidated by the content. But when I think, Jessica, like back to like 15 years, I've been approached as kind of an HR pro, and I'm on the vendor side now, so it's kind of an interesting transition year for me. But for 15 years, I've been approached by people who, you know, want to sell me just like they want to sell other HR pros, services, solutions, things like that. And, you know, what I wanted to share with the group today is really there's, like, over time, especially with the advent of all the social media tools, and I agree with William that there's not one right way, but